Last week on The Mom's View.
When I was a little girl, I remember wanting to dress like a teenager.
Yeah.
Like, I always wanted to pull my shirts down so my shoulders would show, and I was like, I'm a teenager.
Sometimes I feel the sexiest in Converse and jeans and a cute t-shirt or bright lipstick.
And so I think it is important for you to dress for you and not for other people.
Right.
And not let the other people be like, oh, you should wear this, and then you wear it and you don't feel comfortable or confident. Like that, you don't need to deal with that.
Right. Yeah.
Something else that I have noticed with myself is dressing for my body since I've been a mom, or learning to love my body, or learning to accept my body and the changes that have come from having kids and getting older. I feel like I learned the most about my body when I was pregnant with Winston. I think because I was older when I was pregnant, so I was appreciating the different changes, and I wanted it so bad. I wanted to be pregnant. I wanted to see my body grow and change. So with every month that went by and my body was changing, I loved it and I appreciated it, and I really feel like I understood with deeper meaning what my body was doing and how amazing it is and how much I loved my body. And then after I had Winston, you know, there's a part of us that's like, I want to lose that baby weight. But I was just like, I'm not going to worry about that. And even after I had him and my skin was loose and my belly was still a little bit big, I loved it. Yeah. I really, really did. And I was so grateful for what my body had done. And then I got to nurse him, which was something that I wanted to do. And I just appreciated my body, and I didn't put pressure on myself to lose weight because I didn't care. I wanted to fill Winston, who I had created, next to my body. So I didn't want to have like a girdle on. I just wanted to fill all of that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know I'm older. I was older having him. With my other two, I did not have this experience. I was like, I'm going to start dieting right now. But I just wanted to fully accept that. And I gained weight after I had him, but I didn't care because I just wanted to enjoy that moment. And I learned to love my body for what it was made for.
Yeah.
And I feel like with time, like I knew it would, I was able to lose, you know, all of the baby weight and really have a deeper appreciation for my body and the tool that it is.
Yeah.
I love that. It's so
purpose.
beautiful. Because really, like, why are we trying to lose weight?
Yeah.
What is the real reason? Do we want to look a certain way? Is that what society says? Is like, oh, I had a baby, now I got to get back into my old weight. It's like, just enjoy the life, you know, that you're experiencing right now. That's so true.
And it is a hard thing. Like I said with the other two, I had a really hard time not wanting to like bounce right back into my pre-baby body, because you do like, and some people feel more comfortable being a smaller size, and so when they're bigger, it's really an uncomfortable feeling, and that's how I felt after I had Braylee engaged. But I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's because I was older or just because I wanted that experience so bad that I just embraced it all. But
I think that's what you should do, though, especially when you're having a baby. Like, you cannot put pressure on yourself for body image. You know, like, don't look at the magazines to get your view of yourself. Like, look at, what is my body really doing here? I think that's really beautiful. Because I don't always feel that way. I always feel like, oh, I want to get back into shape. I think for me, it's mostly like, I want to feel my body and be able to move it and do things that when I'm pregnant, I can't. I'm just like,
Just want to time a shoe.
Just want to do a sit-up and feel like I can do a sit-up. So there is that aspect of it, like just being able to feel good. But then when you're pregnant and you're nursing, and like all of those feelings are amazing too. Like, I actually miss that feeling of like putting a baby to my boob, and like it's really rewarding. There's something about it that is magical. Like, it
like
really
you made
is.
that sound.
Yep, it's like this. That's actually what it makes when they come off. Or if they're biting, then it's like, ah! But it is a beautiful thing.
I agree.
yeah, and I also feel like after I had Winston, since I wasn't focusing on losing weight, I learned to dress differently. I wore flowy tops. I wore more like kimonos and cardigans and things that made me feel comfortable. But like you said, I also feel like you need to know how your body, or you need to understand what makes you feel good. If it makes you feel good to exercise, do it. Like, if that's what you want to do as soon as those 6 weeks or 8 weeks and your body is feeling good, exercise. But you don't need to put pressure on yourself to exercise or lose all of the baby weight like so quickly. But move your body and feel strong, and you know. How have you guys felt like you've learned to accept the changes that have come with having babies?
Well, I know, like, aside from the weight part of it, like you can get back to your weight, but your body will never be the same. Like there's going to be stretch marks and things are going to hang lower than they used to. And that was really hard for me at first, like having like loose skin on my stomach. I was like, oh my gosh, I would look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, why didn't I appreciate it myself in high school?
I know when I was 18.
But then, you know, Shay has helped me with that, like, because I feel self-conscious about it. Like, even him just, like, touching my stomach and saying, I am so grateful for what your body has done and for the children that it has given me. And I'm like, you're right. Like, I need to be grateful, too, and not put so much pressure on myself. And I realize that Shay is awesome, and not everybody's going to get that experience from, you know, somebody after you have a baby. But it really put it into perspective for me that, like, I'm being so selfish right now. Like, appreciate why I went through what I went through to have this amazing child, you know, 5 amazing children. Like, I should be really grateful and not look at my body and be like, oh, you ugly thing. Like, love it and be like, thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Right. It is pretty miraculous. You can grow a whole life in that little space, that little tiny compartment.
Crazy. Carlie, speak.
I don't want to.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't want to.
I love you.
Sorry. Just had to take a little break, you guys. Just got a little emotional. Well, I think that I don't know what it has been lately, but like something inside of me is like really waking up to the way I've been treating my body my entire life, and it makes me even feel guilty to be in this conversation because I wish I could like have that outlook. But I think like the deepest root of it all is like guilt of everything, and I have this undenying desire to always please people, and I relate so much back to my looks, and this is like really vulnerable for me because I feel like I'm that stereotype that people are like, well, you would care, and it's like, yeah, but you don't realize like how that feels your entire life to care so much about being accepted, about like it's so much more than physical, because it's like I think after we met that for the last Moms View and we talked about the ticks, like our flaws and our weaknesses and our strengths and why we do certain things, and I think I just started really digging at myself for once. But Jackson the other day said something to me that like just like totally broke the ice around everything I've been feeling. He's like, if you're not going to love yourself, you're going to let me love you, because you deserve for somebody to truly love you. And at that moment it made me feel like embarrassed, but I'm like, this is something I've done my whole life. Like, I don't know where I picked up the bad habit. But it's embarrassing because I feel like I can preach this to people and I'm like, you deserve to feel loved, but I like can't even do that for myself. And so this topic is like really hard for me. After I had Cooper, I got a lot of stretch marks like here and here and here and here, and it makes me feel selfish, but there's so much more to life and to people than looks, and I've always known that, but to put that into practice, it's just really humbling for me right now.
Yeah, it can be like a coping mechanism, like
to
feel like you need to exercise and look a certain way and do all these things.
It's
like
really
it's
masking
coping.
hurt.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing with the whole thing is that it's been a crutch, and it's like I've held myself to that standard, and I don't know where I picked that up along the way. And so I think that everybody else holds me to that standard. And Jackson said something that like really like put a lot of things to rest. But he said, if you could just spend like 5 seconds in my brain, he's like, you would never feel insecure again.
Oh my God.
And it just was like, you don't need someone to love you to feel loved or to feel worthy. But when someone truly, genuinely does love you, it helps you love yourself. You know, because I don't want to send the message like, you need a man to feel loved. But that's not true. But when someone like genuinely loves you, it's hard to not feel loved, you know?
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm working through it, and it's not easy, and I just think that, I don't know, it's like a physical habit you have to break, like your thoughts, you know? So
You shouldn't feel guilty for focusing on the changes that went through with your body. You know, that's like the first time, and I feel like I did the same thing with Braylee. Like, my body changed so much. Like, you and I both, like, we gained a lot of weight our first pregnancy, and our bodies changed, and I don't think that either of us were at a healthy place when we got pregnant.
Yeah.
And so to not be in a healthy place and have those changes happen to your body, this thing that you were controlling, to have your body be out of control is hard. And after you have the baby, as happy as you are, and you were such a good mom to Cooper, and I don't think that anything was taken away from him, because you're so good to him. But it's hard not to focus on your body and those changes. They're staring at you constantly. You're seeing them constantly. They're looking at you in the mirror, and you see everything every single day, and it's hard. So I don't think anyone should feel guilty for focusing on that after you have a baby. It's a huge change, and it is hard.
It's just like, I could want that for you, but I would tell everybody, like, you should feel love, you should feel that, but it just makes me feel sick that I can't even do that for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it makes me feel embarrassed, like ashamed, and that's like not the last thing you should feel, but like it's like a weird, like healthy thing. Like I just like emotionally need to like let it go, you know?
Surrender, yeah.
But
The thing about life is like, there are so many people out there, I know you guys, that are feeling the same way. Like it's so hard, it's so much harder to love yourself. And it can stem from whatever, you know, guilt, shame, from things perceived or things that are real, and you just have like surrendering to like, you know what, I am who I am, and this is who I'm going to be. I'm going to have this body forever, and I need to love it no matter what stage it is.
yeah.
You know, fat, skinny, you know, whatever, like just love yourself.
And I think like, I don't think I clearly have put this out there, but it really to me isn't about the way I look, and that's the most frustrating thing. It's really not that I'm obsessed with being beautiful. It's from a deeper place than that, but that's the way I learned to control where this is coming from. So it's like, what is hurting me so bad that I feel like this is the way I cope, is working out and caring about physical appearances. And it's not even me, it's like my home, the way that Cooper looks when he leaves the door, like the way that my garage looks when people drive by, and if like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, there's something even deeper than that. And so it's not even really about like the way I physically look. It's, so that's like the thing that I'm working through, and it's refreshing in a way. I didn't even know this was going to come out, but when you guys just started talking, I was like, oh shoot. oh goodness.
Well, thank you for sharing. I know that it's so hard to open up, but I'm sure so many people relate, and it's good to know that side of you and for people to understand. And
Hopefully they won't be mean.
I love you.
Love you guys. I didn't even know that was going to come out. I really apologize.
You don't need to apologize. That's the first thing you need to stop doing, is apologizing.
I'm sorry. That I'm not sorry. Is that why the hashtag was invented? Sorry, not sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that was good, you guys. I hope that everyone can relate to what we were talking about. If you have anything to add, please leave it in the comments below. We always love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much, you guys.
Yeah, maybe we should go shopping now.
We need to take it in and let it out
over there. I know. Just relax, you know. But thanks for understanding, and if you guys want to keep the combo going, you can always tweet at us.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all the places.
And we love you guys.
Yes.
Love
Thank you so much
yourselves.
for watching. Love yourselves. Bye.
Bye.